So what would be a typical scenario? I would assume that when you went to court, you would have presented to the court scenarios and so on.
So absolutely. So, it's not as at all unusual as people think that people are. They're presented with an antenuptial contract just before their wedding. They may be 22, 23 years old. And particularly, John, if you think of during the 1980s, maybe the early 90s, until 1993, our law provided that men were the head of the family. So there was a very strong system of patriarchy in place at that time. So say during the 1980s, you're given an ANC by your husband or his lawyer or his father the day before the marriage.
Right.
What do? You're in love. You've got your wedding dress. You've got all the people coming tomorrow to the wedding. So you sign the ANC. You're not given much of a choice.
Yeah.
And you don't think that you're going to get divorced. And then you are the exemplary wife, mother for the next 25, 30 years. And then come the divorce, and we have all... People in my field have seen a lot of this injustice being perpetrated, where come the divorce, you have to leave with nothing.
Yes.
Because of what your antenuptial contract said. It said what's yours is yours and what's mine is mine. And all we have said, and all this judgment says, is that the court must have a discretion. The court must be able to look at the facts.
Right.
And say, no, it would be unfair. In these particular circumstances, there would be gross inequity between the parties if we didn't order some sort of redistribution from one party to the other, to the economically disadvantaged spouse.
So Ms. Clark, if I understand you right, the reinterpretation of the law opens up the space, but within that space, a lawyer and a plaintiff would have to demonstrate an injustice. There's no per se right. You've then got to argue your point and say, while my husband or wife was out doing this and this and this, I was doing that and that and that and contributing in particular ways, or whatever your argument
100%.
would be. Yes.
Yeah, it's all about your contribution,
yes.
The nature and extent of your contribution, but that contribution doesn't have to be a monetary one.
Yes.
And there's a very long line of cases in our law which says that that work in the household sphere or raising children is actually a contribution worthy of compensation. And it's just that until now, that's only applied to people married pre-84, and now it will also apply post. But certainly it is not, there's no automatic right to sharing as in with the accrual system or with community of property marriages. You will have to prove your contribution.
News.
Experts.
Analysis.
Where things stand.
What you need to know. Drive home with John Perlman
On 702.